I wanted to ride from my doorstep past DC. I went all the way to Alexandria, but why would I do that? I mean, why would you do any kind of riding? Why would you do a triathlon with your friends? Well, it's fun, and your family can come support you, and it really is motivating. So motivating that on a day where you just want to stay at home, drink hot chocolate with your cat, and be sleepy, that you can get up and go out for a bike ride, whether it's snowing or not. It's so motivating that people go out and hold cyclocross races. This is Brooks Bowman flying onto his bicycle after an obstacle where you have to remount as quickly as possible. And this is Ann Mader handing out pizza to Bill and myself and some others during this race. The bonds you form at these things, the craziness, the cold, the pain, the homemade French fries are amazing. But just hanging out with your friends like these guys who pull manuals down the streets of DC all the time, or a group of us working on a human-powered vehicle competition at George Mason, where we're figuring out how to cut up a bicycle and reuse parts from donated bikes to get into our competition, or just hanging out with family. This is Jerry and I. We were on the C&O Canal towpath, and he was on the single-speed mountain bike, and I was on Abscissa. Or in the Tour de Cure, a cancer fundraiser ride, where my wife and my mother came out to support me and my cousin, who both rode in the event. Or just hanging out with your friends, going for a mountain bike ride and the local trails. All of it is always worth it. Do you need to meditate? Do you need to get away for a minute? I've been riding bikes for a while. This is me when I was 7, and I've had the opportunity to ride quite a few bikes. You may recognize this one. My favorite movie at the time was Ghostbusters, not E.T. They forced me into saying the opposite. This is Mystique, a time trial bike that I got at the bike lane in Reston. This is Fiona, and I got at the bike lane in Reston. This is my single-speed Superfly Iris. And this bike doesn't have a name, but I miss having really strong arms and being able to do stuff like this. And this is another single-speed bike that I actually put together from pieces starting in with a frame that I bought in DC. This is Callie. Callie's since been sold, and actually so has the car. The car's in Nigeria now. I don't know where the bike is. But this is Abscissa. It's a Heller fat bike. It's a Heller Bloodhound fat bike. And I ordered a separate set of wheels with thick slicks. I think they're 2.1 or 2.2 inches wide. And it's meant to be ridden either like this or as a huge road bike. And when you ride enough, you can eat whatever you want, like these pancakes. Now, this here is how you start riding from Manassas to DC. This is Bull Run. It was actually low enough today, or on this day, for me to just ride straight across, but I carried it just in case my drivetrain was going to get in there. I really don't feel like soaking my drivetrain and dealing with the issues from that. I'm actually wearing Crocs here, and that's just so I can cross, and then later on I swap out my shoes for some proper sort of mountain biking shoes, just using the egg beater system. I do want to mention that I have platform pedals with the egg beaters, and I used to always tell customers that, you should just go for the lighter weight, non-pedal based thing, but it's great. I have to admit, it's great to be able to just ride with no problem with Crocs on. And once I swap out my mountain bike shoes, everything's still great. And I can get the pull and engage my hamstrings. This is just riding through Bull Run. I found out with my buddy Dan that we could avoid another main road, semi-main road, and make for an even safer trip. And there's the trail. No biking on that trail, a lot of hiking, but that goes down to Fountainhead, another mountain bike place. Can you hear the crackle? Those are the power lines. You can see this from 66 on the way to Manassas from Fairfax. And it's on the right-hand side. You'll see a gigantic hill with a path cutting through it. I've always, ever since I saw it, I wanted to just climb to the top of it. I don't know why I have the monkey instinct to just climb to the top of whatever hill, mountain, or sometimes tree. But once I did, I found this place, and it was gorgeous. So I really wanted to share with whoever wanted to watch. I definitely wanted to share with my wife and with my mother what this place looks like, since they're often not on the rides with me. But hopefully this will help persuade my wife to come on these rides with me and enjoy the scenery that I get to enjoy so often. But to anyone watching, it's just really worth getting on the bike, building up your legs so that you can handle the mileage. I remember a time when 19 miles was the farthest I'd ever ridden in one ride. But it was amazing how, the map changed. I looked at the map, I looked at where I live, and then drew, a 10 and a 19 mile radius around me. And when I looked at it, that was now everywhere I could get to without a car. Just hop on a bike, be powered by bananas or potatoes or whatever it is, and go. My wife asked me right here if I could have just ridden through. I suppose I could have, but I'm carrying it. That's me holding the bike up right now. It is not a light bike, especially with I've got a bag on the back full of stuff, including an extra pair of shoes. But you just hop across these little pedestals, because if the concrete in that water, if it's coated in algae and the water is moving that fast, well, it could easily swipe your tires from underneath of you. I just was blown away when I first found this spot, though. It was gorgeous. And the birds, they really, really sing here. They don't mess around with the songs in this place. Over by Fairfax County Parkway, I found this bumper, and I saw this tiny remote control. So I guess the guy got too into his video game, and his virtual reality crashed his real reality. thank you so much for this water fountain. It really came just in time. Finally made it past Georgetown, along the river. Made my way down to Gravelly Point, where you can watch the planes come in. And then right before you get to Old Town Alexandria, you have a nice trail, nice little path. This short segment is great. And then once you get to Old Town, they say don't bike here. No, there's bike lanes in the street, but everything's good. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you go out on the bike and have a great ride.